There are only 40 days left until NaNoWriMo, so what are we going to do about it? Hey WordNerds, happy Tuesday. So like I said in the intro, today marks the point where we have 40 days left until NaNoWriMo 2020, and hopefully it is also the point where I start to turn my writing around for this year, because so far I haven't written a whole lot of anything, and I really don't want to let another year go by where I haven't gotten a story down on the page, because I still have a massive backlog of characters I want to get to know and books I want to write and just stories I want to tell and explore and have fun with. And NaNoWriMo has always been my favorite time of year for writing, so this is the best possible year for me to dive right in, 110%. It is also my 15th year doing Nano, so I want to do it right. For today's video, I wanted to share with all of you what my plan is for getting ready for this year's NaNoWriMo event, and maybe ask a little advice from some of you about what you do for plotting and preparing and just getting yourself in the right headspace to write a whole book in 1 month, because usually that isn't something I'm feeling particularly daunted by, but this year it's just a lot. But I'm still also really excited about it. I want to just be pumped about Nano like I used to be. I've done this so many times, it's almost routine at this point, and I want to get back to that feeling of this being such an incredible time for writing and the writing community, because it really, really is. If you haven't done NaNoWriMo before, I absolutely recommend that you do. The WordNerds have so many great things planned to not only help you get ready, but also keep you writing throughout November. So getting ready for Nano, what does that actually look like? For me, the number one thing is actually figuring out the idea. What is the story you're going to be writing in November? Thankfully this one was pretty easy for me, since I'd kind of planned to write it in April and July and just on and off throughout the year, and I never really got into it. And a lot of that was because I didn't have a plot or an outline, so that is the next thing I'm going to be working on. I'm planning to write a book with 2 different POV characters in 2 different worlds, and in my head I already have a general idea of who they are and what their big plot points are going to be, so I need to spend a lot of time brainstorming over the next little while to actually figure out the specifics of what I want their journeys to be, what that end point is going to be for both of them, how their stories intersect and why they matter at all. It's a lot, but I am excited to do it. I always feel like plotting is something I should really, really love, but always struggle with. So I'm giving myself 40 days to do it right. It's September now, so I'm planning to take the rest of the month to do that kind of general, just get excited brainstorming, put all of my ideas in one place, figure out what the characters look like, who the supporting characters are going to be, and get a mental picture of the story in my head, so that in October I can actually take the time to plot this thing properly, where I'm going to be going through 1 chapter every day, outlining it with as much detail as I can, maybe taking some days here and there to double back to the bigger picture and make sure everything's coming together. But hopefully by the end of October I will have a plot to work with, where every day in November I know what I'm supposed to be writing, I know where it's supposed to go, and hopefully that'll get me to the finish line. I'm also really excited to be taking part in all of the WordNerd workshops we're going to be doing in October, all geared towards getting you ready for NaNoWriMo, having that story ready to go, having your characters as well established in your head as they can be. This is all stuff I'm going to need as well. We're also going to be doing a bit of a brainstorming game at the end of the month, just to kind of fill in those extra details and get us excited to tell our stories, which I'm hoping will be kind of that magic ingredient to get me raring to go on November 1st. All in all, I honestly think the biggest thing I'm going to be doing for myself and my story between now and November is blocking out time to get ready. I always feel like I need to just squeeze it in here and there, do a little brainstorming, take time to just think about the book, and then I never actually make that time. So by the time November rolls around, or by the time deadlines are fast approaching and I'm supposed to have already started this book, I just don't really know where I'm going. So I've already been working plans into my schedule for exactly when I'm going to be sitting down and giving myself time to brainstorm, or time to outline, or time to do character sheets, and kind of giving myself a roadmap with all of the points I want to hit before I actually get to the point where I need to start writing this story. And I'm really hoping that will help me a lot, because as much as I believe in pantsing and plantsing and all of that stuff, I really do think outlining is the way to go for me. I just need to make the time to do it properly, which I've been saying for years now, but this year is going to be different, maybe kind of, sort of. And of course, I'm going to be on the lookout throughout October for all of the great Preptober resources. And of course, I'm going to be on the lookout throughout October for all of the fantastic Preptober resources that are already out there. NaNoWriMo is such a And of course, I'm going to be on the lookout throughout October for all of those fantastic Preptober resources and chats and brainstorming sessions, and just people talking about how they're getting ready for NaNoWriMo. And of course, I'm going to be on the lookout for all of those fantastic That's it for me today. Let me know in the comments down below what your plans are for Preptober, just for generally plotting your NaNoWriMo stories. If you know what you're going to be working on yet, or if you're still kind of working through it, I want to hear all of the details and just get excited about November together. And of course, don't forget to join us on Sunday for our next live chat. This one's going to be our book club, and we're talking about Clap When You Land. So hopefully I will see you all there at 7:30 Eastern Time. In the meantime, happy reading, happy writing, and I'll see you next time.